Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you this. How often have you mistaken arrogance for intelligence? How many times have you seen someone so convinced of their own brilliance, yet utterly incapable of engaging with the complexities of reality? It's a sobering thought, isn't it? And it's the kind of thing we have to face if we're going to live in a world that values truth over pretense. Now, let's get something straight from the beginning. Stupidity isn't about IQ. It's not about the number on a test or the academic letters after your name. Stupidity, in its most dangerous form, is a behavioral phenomenon, a refusal to engage with the world honestly, to take responsibility for one's ignorance, and to strive for growth. Overconfidence without competence is a dangerous and pervasive trait that often leads individuals to make poor decisions or spread misinformation. It stems from a fundamental misunderstanding of one's abilities and knowledge, creating a false sense of mastery over topics or skills they barely comprehend. This phenomenon can be particularly insidious because the individual may genuinely believe they are more capable or informed than they are, making it challenging for them to recognize their limitations. At its core, this overconfidence often arises from a lack of self-awareness. People tend to overestimate their competence in areas where their understanding is shallow because they do not yet know what they do not know. This is encapsulated by the Dunning-Kruger effect, a psychological principle that suggests individuals with limited knowledge often feel more confident than those with extensive expertise. The less someone knows about a subject, the more likely they are to oversimplify it, mistaking simplicity for mastery. The consequences of this misplaced confidence can be significant. Decisions made with overconfidence often ignore crucial nuances or fail to consider alternative perspectives, leading to outcomes that could have been avoided with greater humility. In social or professional settings, it can breed frustration or mistrust among peers, as the overconfident individual dominates discussions without contributing meaningful insights. Worse, their misplaced certainty may influence others, leading entire groups down unproductive or harmful paths. This trait also creates a barrier to growth and improvement. When individuals are overly confident, they are less likely to seek feedback or acknowledge their mistakes. Instead of viewing failures as opportunities to learn, they dismiss them, blaming external factors or insisting they were right despite evidence to the contrary. This stagnation not only limits personal development, but can also alienate others who might otherwise offer support or collaboration. The antidote to overconfidence without competence lies in cultivating humility and a willingness to learn. Recognizing one's limitations and seeking to fill gaps in knowledge is a sign of true strength, not weakness. It requires the courage to admit, I don't know, and the discipline to pursue understanding. By embracing curiosity and remaining open to new ideas, individuals can transform their overconfidence into genuine competence, benefiting not only themselves but also those around them. Resistance to learning is a profound obstacle to personal growth and meaningful engagement with the world. It stems from a mindset that prioritizes certainty over curiosity, often driven by fear of change, insecurity, or a misplaced sense of pride. When individuals resist learning, they close themselves off from opportunities to expand their understanding, refine their perspectives, and adapt to the ever-evolving complexities of life. One of the root causes of this resistance is the discomfort that comes with confronting one's own ignorance. Learning often requires acknowledging that one does not know everything, or worse, that one has been wrong. For many, this is an uncomfortable and even threatening realization. It challenges their sense of identity and stability, leading them to mature, familiar, but outdated beliefs rather than entering the unknown. This unwillingness to learn also correlates with a desire to protect ego. Admitting ignorance or accepting new information can feel like an attack on one's competence or self-worth. As a result, individuals may reject opportunities for growth, preferring the illusion of being right over the reality of becoming wiser. This behavior is reinforced in environments where admitting mistakes is seen as a weakness rather than a strength. The consequences of resisting learning can be significant, both for the individual and those around them. A person who refuses to adapt to new information risks becoming obsolete as their outdated knowledge and skills fail to meet the demands of an evolving world. They may also become socially or professionally isolated as others grow weary of engaging with someone unwilling to listen, adapt, or collaborate effectively. Moreover, this resistance perpetuates cycles of ignorance where flawed assumptions remain unchallenged, leading to poor decision-making and missed opportunities. Breaking free from this mindset requires a shift in perspective. It starts with embracing humility, the recognition that no one has all the answers and that everyone has something to learn. Learning should be seen not as a chore or a threat, but as an opportunity for enrichment and empowerment. Cultivating curiosity, practicing active listening, and seeking out diverse perspectives are essential steps in overcoming resistance to learning. By doing so, individuals can unlock their potential, foster deeper connections with others, and navigate the complexities of life with greater confidence and resilience. Blame shifting is a behavior rooted in the avoidance of personal accountability, and it often signals an inability to confront one's own mistakes or shortcomings. When individuals deflect responsibility onto others, they create an illusion of innocence while undermining their capacity for growth and self-improvement. This habit, though temporarily comforting, perpetuates a cycle of stagnation and missed opportunities for meaningful development. At its core, blame shifting arises from a defensive mindset. Taking responsibility for failures or missteps requires courage and self-awareness, but it can also provoke feelings of vulnerability. By shifting blame to external factors, whether other people, circumstances, or systems, individuals protect their ego from the discomfort acknowledging their role in a problem. This avoidance of accountability might feel like self-preservation, but in reality, it erodes trust and credibility over time. Blame shifting often manifests in subtle but destructive ways. For instance, someone who habitually blames others may consistently point fingers at colleagues for workplace challenges or attribute personal setbacks to bad luck rather than poor decision-making. Over time, this pattern alienates others as those on the receiving end of the blame grow resentful and lose trust. Relationships suffer because blame shifting signals a refusal to engage honestly or collaboratively in problem solving. The consequences of this behavior extend beyond interpersonal dynamics. By externalizing fault, individuals rob themselves of the chance to learn and grow. Mistakes, while uncomfortable, are some of life's greatest teachers. They offer insights into what went wrong and how to improve. When someone refuses to accept their role in a failure, they miss the opportunity to reflect and adapt, leading to repeated errors and a deepening sense of frustration. Breaking free from the blame-shifting mindset requires a conscious effort to embrace responsibility. It begins with self-reflection, asking not who is at fault, but rather what could I have done differently. This shift in perspective fosters personal growth and builds resilience, as it encourages individuals to see challenges as opportunities for improvement rather than threats to their self-esteem. By taking ownership of their actions and choices, individuals can rebuild trust, foster stronger relationships, and pave the way for meaningful progress. In doing so, they replace the fleeting comfort of blame shifting with the enduring empowerment of accountability. A lack of curiosity is one of the most limiting traits an individual can possess, as it closes the door to exploration, growth, and understanding. Curiosity is the engine of intellectual and personal development. It drives people to ask questions, seek new perspectives, and engage with the world in meaningful ways. When curiosity is absent, a person's mindset becomes stagnant, and they risk becoming complacent and disconnected from the rich complexities of life. One reason for the absence of curiosity is a fear of the unknown. Asking questions and exploring new ideas often requires stepping outside of one's comfort zone. For some, this can feel overwhelming as it challenges their existing beliefs or exposes gaps in their knowledge. Instead of embracing the opportunity to grow, they retreat into the safety of familiar routines and assumptions. Over time, this resistance to exploration diminishes their ability to adapt to change or engage with new opportunities. Another factor that contributes to a lack of curiosity is the illusion of certainty. When individuals convince themselves that they already know enough, or that the world is simple and straightforward, they lose the motivation to ask deeper questions. This mindset often stems from overconfidence or a desire to maintain control in a complex and unpredictable world. However, this certainty is often illusory, and the refusal to confront the intricacies of reality leaves them ill-prepared for the challenges of life. The consequences of this lack of curiosity are profound. Without the drive to learn, individuals miss out on opportunities to expand their understanding and refine their thinking. They become less capable of problem solving as they lack the habit of seeking out new information or considering alternate viewpoints. Additionally, their relationships may suffer as a lack of curiosity about others can make interactions superficial and unfulfilling. Cultivating curiosity is essential for breaking free from these limitations. It starts with the willingness to ask why and how, even when the answers may be uncomfortable or complex. Curiosity requires humility, the recognition that there is always more to learn, and an openness to challenge one's assumptions. By embracing curiosity, individuals unlock their potential to grow intellectually and emotionally, foster deeper connections with others, and negate the complexities of life with greater understanding and adaptability. It transforms stagnation into exploration, making life not only more fulfilling, but also more vibrant and meaningful. An inability to tolerate dissent is a significant barrier to intellectual and emotional growth, as it reflects a closed mindset resistant to alternative perspectives. Disagreement, when approached constructively, is an essential component of learning and collaboration. It challenges assumptions, fosters critical thinking, and broadens understanding. However, for those who cannot tolerate dissent, opposing views are perceived as threats rather than opportunities for growth, leading to defensiveness, hostility, and stagnation. The unwillingness to engage with dissenting opinions often stems from insecurity or a deep attachment to one's beliefs. When someone's identity or sense of self-worth is closely tied to being right, they may interpret disagreement as a personal attack. Instead of engaging in thoughtful dialogue, they react with anger or dismissal, seeking to protect their ego rather than explore the validity of alternative viewpoints. This defensiveness not only limits their ability to learn, but also creates an environment where constructive dialogue is stifled. Another factor contributing to this intolerance is the comfort of certainty. People naturally gravitate toward ideas that confirm their existing beliefs because it provides a sense of stability and control. Dissent disrupts this comfort, forcing individuals to confront complexities and ambiguities that may feel overwhelming or unsettling. To avoid this discomfort, they may reject dissent outright, dismissing it as irrelevant, wrong, or even dangerous. The consequences of an inability to tolerate dissent are far-reaching. On a personal level, it stifles growth by preventing individuals from encountering new ideas or refining their understanding. Relationships can also suffer as people who refuse to listen to others' perspectives are often perceived as arrogant or unapproachable. In group settings, this mindset creates echo chambers where dissenting voices are silenced, and collective decision-making becomes biased and short-sighted. Addressing this issue requires cultivating intellectual humility and a willingness to engage with discomfort. Recognizing that no one has all the answers, including oneself, is a crucial first step. Tolerating dissent means listening actively and seeking to understand opposing views, even when they challenge deeply held beliefs. This does not require agreeing with every perspective, but it does demand an openness to consider their merits and learn from them. By embracing dissent as an opportunity rather than a threat, individuals can foster richer discussions, deepen their understanding, and create environments where creativity and collaboration thrive. This shift not only enhances personal growth, but also strengthens relationships and builds more inclusive, dynamic communities. Destructive behavior is one of the most telling signs of a lack of wisdom, as it reflects a disregard for the consequences of one's actions on oneself and others. This pattern of behavior is often characterized by short-sightedness, self-centeredness, and a failure to consider the broader implications of decisions. Such behavior undermines relationships, impedes progress, and can lead to harm on both personal and societal levels. At the heart of destructive behavior is an inability or unwillingness to take responsibility for one's actions. This mindset often stems from impulsiveness or a lack of foresight, where immediate gratification or emotional reactions take precedence over thoughtful deliberation. For instance, a person might engage in reckless spending, toxic relationships, or unhealthy habits without considering the long-term repercussions. These actions may provide temporary satisfaction, but often result in regret, loss, or damage over time. Another factor contributing to destructive behavior is a narrow focus on personal desires or grievances. When individuals prioritize their own needs and emotions above those of others, they may act in ways that harm relationships or disrupt harmony. This self-centered approach can manifest as manipulation, dishonesty, or aggression, leaving a trail of broken trust and resentment in its wake. Furthermore, this behavior often escalates when individuals fail to learn from the negative outcomes of their actions, repeating the same mistakes instead of adapting and improving. The effects of destructive behavior extend beyond the individual, often impacting families, workplaces, and communities. In personal relationships, it creates a cycle of conflict and mistrust, eroding the bonds that hold people together. In professional settings, such behavior can disrupt teamwork, lower morale, and reduce overall productivity. On a larger scale, unchecked destructive behavior can contribute to societal issues such as systemic injustice or environmental degradation, as individuals or groups prioritize short-term gains over long-term well-being. Breaking free from destructive patterns requires self-awareness and a commitment to change. It begins with honest reflection, recognizing harmful behaviors, understanding their consequences, and taking ownership of one's role in creating them. Developing empathy is equally important, as it encourages individuals to consider how their actions affect others and to prioritize collaboration and mutual respect. Ultimately, overcoming destructive behavior involves adopting a mindset of accountability and growth. By seeking to act with intention and integrity, individuals can build stronger relationships, make better decisions, and contribute positively to the world around them, transforming harmful tendencies into opportunities for personal and collective progress.